Imagine a Division I athlete, specifically 7'2" Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly of the LA Lakers, walking into his first day of college basketball practice, and the first thing his coach does is teaches him how to put on a sock correctly. That is exactly how legendary coach John Wooden ran his first practice at UCLA. Wooden on Leadership, written by John Wooden and Steve Jamison, is an effective tool for learning how to be a great leader because it displays a man's success as a coach and illustrates his beliefs and philosophies that one can follow in any context, not just sports, in order to achieve what Wooden defined as being a leader. That is, helping others to achieve their own greatness by helping the organization to succeed. The most impactful elements of the book are learning about Wooden's past and the foundation of his character and values, his personal philosophies on leadership, and then taking the lessons and putting them into action in one's own life. All in all, John Wooden is a man respected by the athletic community for his successes as a coach. However, it is the lessons and tools towards being a great leader that were provided in this book that make him such an exceptional human being and leader. Wooden on Leadership begins with the Foundation for My Leadership section, which discusses the ways in which his father taught him and led by example. He was vital in developing Wooden's personal values and philosophies. He would teach John Wooden things such as work hard to get as good as you can get. Do that and you may call yourself a success. Don't worry about whether you're better than somebody else, but never cease trying to be the best you can become. These are tools that Wooden used in order to coach his teams. He wanted to bring out the best potential that an individual had and teach them not to compare it to others. Some background information on John Wooden. As a player, he was a 3-time All-American. He was a Big Ten scoring leader and had a national championship at Purdue. As a coach, he won 10 national championships, had an 88-game winning streak, and 4 perfect seasons, which is unheard of and which is what made UCLA's basketball program such a memorable dynasty in history. And finally, he took his leadership into his home as he was a father to James and Nancy Wooden and husband to Nellie Wooden. He arranged his values and traits into a pyramid of success, which was handed out to every member of his team, and he made a promise to himself to stick to such values in order to lead by example, to attract team members with the same values, and to get the most out of every individual's potential. The following are some of the main points that Wooden stated throughout his book and used to build the pyramid. Wooden on Leadership provides tools and advice on how to be an effective and successful and ethical leader, regardless of the situation. Wooden's definition of success is in the top right-hand corner. He taught the players to not compare their definition of success to others, or just standards in American society, such as fame and wealth. The Foundation for Leadership. This is at the bottom of the pyramid and includes industriousness, which is working hard, friendship, mutual esteem, camaraderie, and respect, loyalty to yourself and to those dependent on you, cooperation, which means finding the best way even if it is not your way, and enthusiasm. You must truly enjoy what you are doing, and it must be a genuine enthusiasm so that it can spread to your team. The second tier involved self-control, which is the practice of self-discipline and keeping emotions under control. Alertness. Be observant and eager to learn and improve. You are never through learning is another key point of this alertness, which is also incorporated in more of the components such as skill. Initiative. Summon the courage to make a decision and take action. A leader has to be bold and not afraid to make mistakes. Intentness. Stay the course. Concentrate on your objective with steely resolve. You must make a goal, but also provide directions on how to reach it. At the heart of the pyramid is the condition, mental, moral, physical, and moderation must be practiced. Skill. Be able to execute all aspects of your job and to keep learning. Team spirit. An eagerness to sacrifice personal interest for the welfare of all. That is, putting the we before the me. And getting to the top of the pyramid is poise. Staying calm under fire. Avoid pretense or posturing. Just be yourself. Confidence. Proper preparation creates the right kind of confidence. Wooden wanted his team to recognize the difference between confidence and arrogance. He did not allow any showboating in any practice or games. Competitive greatness is at the very top of the pyramid, and that's be at your best when your best is needed. Love the battle. The final pieces were faith and patience. And as Benjamin Franklin said, genius is nothing but a greater aptitude for patience. Wooden believed that these two elements of the pyramid, although they were not building blocks, were vital traits that a person must have in order to be a great leader. The book itself is written clearly and structured so that personal life stories are incorporated into lessons, which makes learning about leadership enjoyable. So while the pyramid of success appeared to be a lot of information to take in and to act on, Wooden believed that they were all critical to achieving greatness and included them throughout the book. And he stated, it is up to oneself to decide what success is to them, but whatever the goal is, using those building blocks will undoubtedly produce a strong leader. That is why this book was a very effective tool when trying to be the best leader one can be. As far as credibility is concerned, for a book on leadership, there is no better author than John Wooden. He exemplifies the epitome of a leader with strong morals and a sturdy ethical compass. Although he's too humble to ever admit or define his winning as being success, it's obvious that he was a great coach. The majority of the information was from personal opinion and experience. However, the tangible successes are what make him a credible source. Obviously, his leadership lessons and skills created a success in his teams. Wooden was extremely respected, and if a person wants to become a great leader, respected by their peers and team members, then Wooden provides a great platform and steps to take leading further and to become an effective leader. Many of the points that Wooden touched on confirmed what was taught in class. For example, ethics was a large component of the lessons we learned in class, and Wooden's character was one unshaken and strongly rooted in treating everyone fairly and doing what is right. For Wooden, color did not matter in a time when most of the country did take that into consideration when choosing teams or simply having biases. But what mattered was sharing the same values and finding team members who put the team first when assessing new team members. Team members were not treated differently or given special treatment, regardless of whether they were the top scorer or the furthest down on the bench. Wooden took always doing things right very seriously, and that is an extremely prevalent point from the class when it comes to being a good leader. Repetitiveness in a book is typically seen as a weakness. However, by restating the important points of the book, such as the definition of success that Wooden provided, it was easy to take away valuable information from the book. Perhaps the greatest strength of the book was that although it was rooted in experience with basketball, Wooden included how to apply the lessons to business and in life in general. For example, a lesson that can be applied outside of athletics is simply to surround oneself with people who have similar values. And finally, having a background in athletics and being on a team almost my whole life, I knew I wanted to choose a book revolving around sports. I was pleasantly surprised to be able to take the lessons learned and apply them to life without athletics, and thoroughly enjoyed learning about such a great leader, and will now include John Wooden on my list of role models, and will strive to lead by example, rooted in the building blocks of the pyramid. I have already recommended this book to people I know, specifically my friends who are athletes and my mom who is a leader of her team in her workplace. One point that Wooden made was that recruiting is a two-way street. When choosing a team, be sure to choose one whose leader has the same values as you, or else achieving competitive greatness will be an even greater battle. However, this lesson is not just for athletes, and neither is this book. That is why I strongly recommend all of you to read it and dive deeper into the pyramid of success. In conclusion, Wooden on Leadership is definitely an effective tool for learning how to be a great leader. It takes an extremely successful coach's philosophies, personal stories, and lessons and allows them to be applied under any context. As you can see, this book is extremely helpful in learning skills and tools that can help one become a strong leader, mainly by example, in holding true to good morals and character. Wooden illustrated this by sharing his pyramid of success and personal anecdotes about coaching his teams and growing up with a hard-working, grounded father. A closing thought. Although I do not play basketball, Wooden's lessons are made clear enough to apply to any endeavor, challenge, or leadership opportunity that comes in life. He's an admirable man and an exceptional leader. His humility and strong core values have gained the respect of all that knew him, were coached by him, and now without a doubt by anyone who reads this book.